Breaking news, we interrupt our coverage of the trial of a Minnesota cop who killed an unarmed black man in broad daylight to bring you a story of a Minnesota cop who killed an unarmed black man in broad daylight. Is that really? Only in America. 20-year-old Dante Wright was driving around with his girlfriend when he was pulled over by Brooklyn Center police. Apparently, he had air fresheners dangling from his rearview mirror. Can you fucking believe that shit? Air fresheners dangling. We all know that's a threat. So they pulled him over, and then after they ran his ID, they asked him to get out of the car because he had some warrants for his arrest. They were for some misdemeanors. They went to detain him. He panicked and went back into the car. So a cop shot him. And now we have another black man dead at the hands of cops over misdemeanors. The police chief quickly came out to say it was just an accidental discharge. You see, the cop thought that her gun was her taser, because really, who could be expected to tell the difference? Sadly, this is not even the first time the "oops, I thought my gun was something else" excuse has been used by the cops. In 2015, Robert Bates, a volunteer sheriff's deputy in Tulsa, killed Eric Harris, an unarmed black man, and his excuse was, "I thought it was my stun gun." Now, he was actually charged, but the charge was knocked down to second-degree manslaughter because of the oops excuse. And he was sentenced to 4 years, but only served 16 months before he was released. 16 months for killing an unarmed black man. And honestly, I will be just blown away if the cop in Minnesota gets even that much. Maybe something is fundamentally wrong with a job where accidents so often lead to someone else's death. And maybe if cops keep having all these accidents with their guns, they shouldn't have guns at all. And maybe, just maybe, if cops are always so afraid for their lives, they shouldn't be fucking cops. But see, a cop's fear absolves them from anything, even killing someone. But a black man's fear, that's reason to be killed. See, a black man can't panic or be afraid or make a mistake or have an accident. Only cops can do that. My question is, why pull out any weapon at all? The guy was unarmed, he was moving away from you, and his warrants were for fucking misdemeanors. 3 fucking misdemeanors, and you're acting like it's the Zodiac Killer trying to escape. Let him go. You have all of his information. You have his license plate. Go to his house. Go to his job, whatever. But cops simply don't know how to de-escalate. Many common police practices actually increase the risk of danger, like traffic stops. So many traffic stops lead to violence, either by the cops or against the cops. They are needlessly dangerous. In fact, they are completely unnecessary at this point. For any traffic violation, you can just send the fine or the summons through mail. You have all of our information. But see, cops love traffic stops. They will use all of these bullshit justifications to pull you over, like illegal tints or car fresheners, so that they can use that as a pretext to run your ID for unrelated warrants or to search your car looking for something, fucking anything. Traffic stops are a tool for abuse, and it's no coincidence that blacks and Latinos are pulled over at a much higher rate than whites. The crowd control tactics of the cops are another thing that make communities less safe. After Dante was killed, people began to protest, and yeah, shit got a little rowdy. So obviously, cops needed to respond in riot gear and start shooting tear gas and rubber bullets into the crowd. Those people were throwing water bottles at the cops. Water bottles! Don't laugh. Those rounded edges of the Fiji water bottles can really leave a mark. The only people cops protect and serve are themselves. So the protest will continue. Defund the police. It's not just a slogan, it's an emergency life-saving measure. The CDC just declared racism a public health risk, and it's time to start treating defunding the police like the vaccine.